Hey Premed Star! Welcome back to my application series vlog. I have been hard at work getting ready and all organized for the school year. So I thought now would be an appropriate time to share a little bit about how I am really preparing to tackle both handling school and writing my thesis and also applying to medical school at the same time. And I thought a fun way to do that might be to show you what's in my backpack. So I have some fairly typical things, my glasses and a calculator for biochemistry and economics, all sorts of that. And of course, my headphones and some gum as well. And as any good, pre-med would, I have Band-Aids and some Advil and hand sanitizer, which I actually need to get more of. I also like to keep all of my schoolwork organized in an accordion folder. I'm the absolute worst when it comes to losing papers, so having everything in one place is perfect for me, and I can separate all of my classes out as well as anything that I need for my student organizations or for applying to medical schools. If I need to print, parts of my application out, I can keep them all in one folder and all of those things together. I do take most of my notes on my laptop, but I do have in my accordion folder some printer paper in case I need to draw out things or diagrams. There's a lot of graphs involved in economics, and for science classes obviously you're going to need to draw out chemical structures and different things, so I keep some plain printer paper in my folder. And for when I do need to take those notes, I have a pencil bag with some pencils in it. And aside from just, a normal pencil and pen, I also have a Sharpie. Black Sharpie is good for lots of different things. And I keep colored pens too. These were my saving grace in organic chemistry. You can color code all sorts of different things. Our professor taught us how to do that, and it was really helpful. I don't really keep a notebook for most classes. If I do have notes, they're going to be in my accordion folder most of the time. I do have my laptop though, and I always have about a bajillion tabs open. As far as staying organized though, my life is on my Google Calendar. You can see all of the different things blocked out, all of the different colors. I could probably do an entire hour-long vlog on how to organize your life via Google Calendar, but I'll keep it very brief. Basically what I do is I have set up different calendars, and each of them have a different color. So for the larger organizations that I'm involved in, especially if I have leadership positions, they have their own colors. And each class typically has its own color too. And so I have my schedule laid out on my Google Calendar for all of my different classes. So this is a week-long view of what just my classes looks like basically. And then once I get the syllabi for all of those, I will go through, and in the same color as the class, I will mark out when tests are and when homework is due, just put little reminders for myself for each of the classes, and I can add things in as I go along. I also mentioned in an earlier vlog that I work for Kaplan, so all of my Kaplan things, thankfully, they use Google Calendar a lot too, so I actually have it shared with my Kaplan Google Calendar, and that's a different color. I like to add on here different fun things like football games and my friends' birthdays and just any reminders that I really need. It's been a really great tool for me when it comes to scheduling medical school interviews, which, by the way, I found out I got another one this week, so yay, very exciting. We're up to 2 so far. When I've been trying to schedule those interviews, it's been great that I've been keeping up with my Google Calendar because I can immediately know when I'm going to be available and what days will not work for me without having to try to go back and figure out all of my different obligations because they're all in one place already. And when you start scheduling flights, you can most of the time just import your flight information directly from the confirmation email they send you. So another pro tip, my other favorite app, it's the Reminders app. I have a bunch of different sort of to-do list or reminder lists, and they're a lot of times broken down by different organizations or classes, or even applying to medical school. I like the Reminders app because you can just have a to-do list, or you can have reminders set for certain times for those things on your to-do list. And my favorite thing about the Reminders app, if you're on a Mac and you have an iPhone, it'll push those through to your phone. So if you set a reminder for a certain time on this app, then it will pop up both on your computer and on your phone, and it won't go away until you tell it that you have completed that. Oh, I love that because if it's something I really need to get done, then it will be constantly in my face every time I pick up my phone. It really helps me to stay on top of things. The only other thing I really have in my backpack is my planner. So Google Calendar kind of keeps track of everything for me, but this helps me to process it all. And I also like my planner because I can put little quotes in this top box, and I also have weekly to-do lists. So I usually put the most important things that I need to get done up here. And I'm clearly a very to-do list oriented person because I have a daily to-do list sticky note on here as well. A lot of times I will think about something and it will go out of my brain about 2 minutes later about something I needed to do. So having this sticky note to-do list on here is perfect for me. Well, that's what I have for you on how I'm staying organized this school year and throughout this application process. If you all have any great tips or tricks on staying organized, definitely feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the Premed Star YouTube channel and to connect with me on the site. I'll see you all back here next week.